the Okinawa. Drawing the
second astronaut in the helicopter was Jim Irwin. On his way up to the helicopter.
That's a, the Navy calls it an SH-3D Sea King, that helicopter. It's loaded with all kinds of electronic gear for locating the spacecraft.
And the hatch on the helicopter is closed. It is off down toward the carrier.
The Russian trawler in the back.
The Russian trawler, not far behind. Where, among other things, a band awaits them. They'll have music, a little reception ceremony. It's 001 is the number of the helicopter in which they're riding. And you can see they weren't very far from the carrier. At last report, it was about a half a mile from the spacecraft.
Photo to Okinawa Tower, your signal moving Charlie Spot 2L.
Cigar is now being passed out in the control center.
It's a busy place out there with all those helicopters, of camera helicopters, Russian trawlers, astronaut helicopters, backup astronaut helicopters, swimmer helicopters, and an aircraft carrier, a helicopter carrier, actually.
You want another list? One aircraft carrier, 5 helicopters, 4 airplanes, an oiler, and a Russian trawler.
Your winds are calm. Signal Charlie, Spot 2L.
But not yet lit. They will be lit until the crew is safely on deck. And the American flags are being broken out in the control center now. Each of the controllers with a small American flag.
It's a remarkable picture from a helicopter passing over the deck of the carrier. That's the best clarity we've seen.
this ship, but I guess for the whole world that's watching this recovery. What a trip to the moon. And a perfect return. As the recovery helicopter comes in, 2 motorized whale boats have been dispatched from Okinawa to retrieve some of the parachutes and other gear that was possibly jettisoned from the command module as it came down. Recovery 1 up against some puffy white and gray clouds, making a picturesque return to Okinawa. Just saw a big puff of steam bellowing out of the stack of the ship. A welcome aboard from all of those in the engine room of Okinawa who can't be up on deck to say hello to the astronauts. And here comes Recovery 1 and astronauts Irwin, Scott, and Warden. The color guard from the Marine Barracks in Pearl Harbor, silhouetted against the recovery helicopter as it comes down for a very soft landing aboard Okinawa. Welcoming the astronauts when the order blades are turned down will be Dr. Robert Gilruth, the director of the Manned Space Center in Houston. Although Dr. Gilruth has been with the space program a number of years, this is the first recovery he's ever been out on. He also saw the blast off from the Cape, the first launch that he's ever seen. After these brief welcoming ceremonies, the astronauts will be taken down below decks where they will undergo 5 hours of intense medical examinations. After those examinations, they'll be eating their first Earth food, steak and potatoes and juice of their choice. Tomorrow morning early, they will head back to Hickam Air Force Base for a brief ceremony before they're returned on an 8-hour flight to Houston, expecting to arrive in Houston about 9 o'clock local time tomorrow night. There are the traditional white stairs placed up against the helicopter. White stairs, a red carpet for them to walk out on, then a blue carpet. The 3 colors that they selected for this mission, red, white, and blue. There you can see Dr. Gilruth. With all our flights to space, he's more excited than anyone else aboard the ship. Here goes him, and here come the astronauts. Dr. Gilruth, shaking their hands. Shaking hands with some of the Navy officials and other VIPs aboard the ship.
American flags. And they've spent some long, rugged hours, too, all of these people. They were called upon a number of times to solve small but vexing problems with the flight, and each time they came up with an adequate procedure for doing so. So they have a right to feel some pride in the accomplishment. Congratulating each other. It's a good feeling. We'll be back in just a moment. Now here is a word from Gulf.
You're going to ride the bench in the next game. 3 games. You're going to sit on the bench.
How come
You guys got some double play combination. You and that other fish cake back there. 5 errors between the two. I don't want to hear you.
Being a golf dealer isn't exactly the easiest job in the world. Working long hours in all kinds of weather, cleaning windshields, checking under hoods, giving customers the kind of service that keeps them coming back for more.
Is this the first intersection past the second traffic light after you turn off Route 41?
So this year we're giving golf dealers a chance to make all that hard work pay off. Because the more they keep you coming back, the better their chances of winning one of 200 brand new LTD convertibles. Good service for you, a convertible for him.
NBC News will continue with its coverage of Apollo 15 in a few moments. We pause now for station identification.
Stay with NBC News for television's most complete Apollo 15 coverage.
The lunar rover isn't very big or very fast. It hasn't got leather upholstery or 300 horses under the hood. But it's the most amazing land vehicle ever invented because the land it drives on is the moon. And when it goes there, Tang goes too. Orange-flavored Tang, the instant breakfast drink with more vitamin C than orange juice. Good, nutritious Tang for spacemen and Earth families.
What's the hand mean, George? Your Datsun wagon gives you a hand. It's got a long lifeline? All right, what? Ah, 5 doors. At that price?
Drive a Datsun, then decide.
For out-of-this-world driving pleasure back here on Earth, see your Southern California Datsun dealer.
For temporary relief of occasional mental fatigue from overwork, take Tyrant to feel alert.
KNBC-4 Los Angeles.
Was not catastrophic. We could take another look perhaps at that in slow motion in a moment. Really got a look at that splash. It was a beauty. Astronauts, as you know, those of you who have been tuned in all along, have come aboard the Okinawa, gone below now for the medical check. We don't have that slow motion right now to show you, unfortunately. I'm advised by CBS Mission Control. But we may look at it again in a moment. I noticed something there, Wally, that Lurton Scott must have been watching. Dave Scott's wife, she must have noted, it looked like he saved his mustache.
I saw
he shaved
that,
his beard, but I think Dave Scott's got a mustache at least until he gets to Houston.
I know Ed Mitchell had quite a growth when he came back, and of course he's kept it, last I saw at least.
Yeah.
Something else to make note of, by the way. I'm not sure whether John has his on. I may catch him, but this little device right here is the pin that we wear, either prior to or after a flight. But prior to a flight, it's a silver pin. After the flight, after one is going above 50 miles, actually, 50 nautical miles, to make that quite clear, an astronaut is qualified to wear a gold pin, and there's a great ceremony after the flight of the pin party, which is a very private party, of course, to the crew.
What happened to your pin, John?
Huh?
I was asking John what happened to his pin.
He doesn't have it on.
I forgot it. You know.
I had mine in my briefcase. John just thought of it, so I looked out.
When is the pin party held?
Oh, I guess it's typically about a month or 6 weeks after the mission is all put to bed.
Not immediately upon arrival in Houston, anything of that kind, huh? John Young, any comments on this operation of Apollo 15 and today's landing? You're looking at it with a pretty critical eye since you're going to be doing this next March.
I thought it was very well executed by the recovery team. They really did a bang-up job. It's very difficult to do that operation, and they practiced long and hard, and they really did a fine job. I thought the whole mission from start to finish was somewhere between outstanding and fantastic.
Walter, when you were reading off all those firsts for Apollo 15, it's moved to ask John what he will do for an encore. There doesn't seem to be much left.
Well, I think I wouldn't have it any other way. I think it's a tough act to follow, and I'm really pleased to be doing it. If we can take the information that they brought back, it really staggers the mind. If we can just take some of their data and improve on it a little, we'll done really fantastic.